these guys, after accusing me of misinformation, are waging war against our old friend Tylenol. That cute little caplet we've known and eaten for years is now public enemy number one. The president and the croakiest Kennedy are telling us not to take Tylenol, which is confusing between the new rules for that and vaccines and who knows what else is next, maybe Flintstones vitamins.
Trump brought Elon Musk to the White House. They bring a Tesla, and Trump's like, I'm buying a Tesla with my own money, and
which nobody believes.
And the man did a full-on infomercial. I'm like, this is the president of the United States.
Yep.
Shilling cars for this low price, one-time offer. You can buy a Tesla if you call now, and for this short time, limited period.
The latest season of Donald Trump's presidency isn't a drama, it's a sitcom written by accident and directed by chaos. Jimmy Kimmel and Trevor Noah don't even need to sharpen their knives because the material walks on stage itself. Trump wanted to be the hero of history's epic saga, yet he keeps stumbling into roles fit only for blooper reels. Kimmel compares him to a man who orders a steak burns down the restaurant, then demands applause for saving the cow.
I hear from one very special friend. Moments after we taped our show last night, the Mad Red Hatter wrote, I can't believe ABC Fake News gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. You can't believe they gave me my job back. I can't believe we gave you your job back.
The point is Trump sent out one of his thingies, I don't know what they're called, and it was like, Trevor Noah was never funny, Jon Stewart was only slightly better, and then like he goes on like a rant and he's just like, these people don't realize if they moved more to the center like me, they would have more followers. Then I'm like, center like you? I'm like, my man, you think you're...
Trump's genius idea of running the country like a reality show is the gift that keeps on giving. Every press conference feels like the worst audition for America's Got Talent, except the talent is disappearing facts and juggling contradictions. Kimmel seizes on this, describing how the man turns briefings into open MIC nights that nobody asked for. Noah doubles down, mocking how Trump's campaign promises aged worse than unrefrigerated milk. The big beautiful wall meant to symbolize security became the punchline of every late-night monologue, not because of opposition, but because of the sheer incompetence behind it.
The Ryder Cup over the weekend, which kind of explains this caveman-like behavior. The president has been hard at work coming up with all sorts of nonsense to distract us from the Epstein files, including, I don't know if you saw this, but he made a major announcement. I am ordering my administration to declassify and release all government records related to Amelia Earhart. Her final tip and everything else about her. Thank you for...
What is he going to do when he loses?
Yeah, people act like it's going to...
I'm being for real about this, by the way. Like, I think people take for granted that guy thinks everything is a conspiracy.
Trev, you're smarter than me. Please explain this to people, because I've been trying to tell people this. It's not going to be a peaceful transfer of power. I don't think it's going to be a transfer of power at all.
I don't think
he's going anywhere.
I don't think Donald Trump does anything normally. I wouldn't be shocked if he just goes like...
Then there's Trump's bizarre relationship with numbers, as unstable as his bond with advisors. Statistics walk into his speeches only to collapse into incoherent fragments like confetti tossed by a man who doesn't know what a parade is. Kimmel points out the pattern. Trump announces record-breaking success with the confidence of a student who never opened the textbook. Noah elevates it, comparing his economic claims to a used car salesman bragging about a vehicle that doesn't even have an engine. Every boast is a balloon, and every fact-check is the pin that pops it.
And there's more. The White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. No, they weren't. Something happened between then and now because his audience is gone and his talent was never there. That I can't argue with. Shut the f*** up. The freedom of speech is only for me.
Foreign policy under Trump plays like a parody of diplomacy. He wants to project power but ends up looking like a teenager flexing in a mirror. Kimmel mocks his summits, calling them awkward family reunions where the loud uncle won't stop talking. Noah drives the punchline home. Trump thinks shaking hands with world leaders equals negotiation. Instead of strategy, he offers spectacle instead of substance slogans. In the global arena, he's not America's statesman, he's the comic relief keeping the audience awake.
What do you want to say about Eric Adams? He did one thing no other New York City mayor has ever done. he made Bill de Blasio look good. So there's talk that Mayor Adams might become our next ambassador to Saudi Arabia, which that would be good for Trump, finally, an Eric he can be proud of, representing him. As you know, over the last 10 days or so, we've been through quite an ordeal. And by we, I mean Mets fans. Yesterday I was wearing my Mets hat, I was wearing my Mets shirt, and wouldn't you know, the Mets went and did the Metsiest thing possible.
Domestic policy doesn't escape the punchlines either. Trump promised to drain the swamp, but Noah laughs at the irony the swamp didn't drain, it got valet parking. Kimmel skewers the hypocrisy of a man who railed against elites but spent his term golfing with them. Every time Trump posed as a working-class hero, another billionaire joined his cabinet. It's the kind of bait and switch that would make even a scam artist blush, except Trump delivers it with a grin and expects applause.
The president. Why would they want someone back who does so poorly, who's not funny, and who puts the network in jeopardy by playing 99% positive Democrat garbage? Who puts the network in jeopardy? You hear that? There's the threat again. This time straight from FCC Biscuit's mouth. He goes, he says, I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative. A true bunch of losers. Only Donald Trump would try to prove he wasn't threatening ABC by threatening.
And then there's his obsession with image. Trump measures success not by results but by applause volume. Kimmel roasts his fixation on crowd sizes, saying only someone deeply insecure would turn national tragedies into math debates. Noah piles on, joking that the leader of the free world spends nights tallying likes like a grounded teenager. For a man desperate for legacy, his record reads like a diary of addiction to validation. Scandals spin so fast they blur together, each new one arriving before the last punchline fades. In late-night terms, that's not chaos. That's job security.
He's releasing the Earhart file. At least he made it to the E's in the files. That's progress. Tomorrow we release the Ebert files. We will finally get to the bottom of what happened to Siskel. Meanwhile, Vice President Maybelline was making the rounds, attempting to defend his boss and the chairman of the FCC with a new fairy tale even a 5-year-old wouldn't believe.
Celebrities are rallying to his cause, saying this is a First Amendment assault being carried out by the FCC, Brendan Carr, and by the President of the United States himself. And to that you say?
Well, there are two things. First of all, I'd like them to tell me exactly what Brendan Carr did to have Jimmy Kimmel taken off the air, because number one, he is currently on the air, and to the extent that he isn't in certain stations, it's because he's not funny and because his ratings are.
Even his speeches are pure comedy. Noah compares his rambling delivery to someone reading a bedtime story but forgetting who the main character is halfway through. Kimmel says they sound like badly translated instruction manuals, long confusing and completely useless. For comedians, it's gold. For citizens, it's exhausting. Trump's repeal and replace healthcare plan became a national joke, a promise of cake that ended with an empty plate. Policy turned into slapstick, and somehow the laugh track kept playing.
Guys, at this moment, you know Trump, only Donald Trump, the president of the United States, the man who claims to know where technology, economies, markets, all of it is going. He gets in the car, he looks at the instrument panel and exclaims like somebody who has discovered a new world. He's like, wow, it's all computer.
So he's never been in a Tesla.
But he doesn't say it's all digital.
No, it's all computer, like your grandma.
It's all computer.
Yeah, they put computer in car.
Then come the loyalty tests. Trump doesn't want advisors, he wants cheerleaders. Kimmel mocks the revolving door of firings, calling it the Apprentice White House edition. Noah goes further, saying anyone who told the truth was shown the exit faster than a heckler. Surrounding himself with yes men didn't make Trump strong, it made him delusional. His environmental stance. Just another tantrum in progress. Kimmel notes how Trump pulls out of global agreements like a kid quitting games he can't win. Noah seals the irony, great leaders build nations, Trump builds punchlines.
I feel sorry for the people who work for him who try to clean up the messes. They've been bending over backwards to say, oh, he never threatened. J.D. Vance today made the claim that what the FCC chairman said was a joke, which, I don't know, maybe that was a joke? I don't know. They go to all these lengths to say, oh, it wasn't coercion. The president was just musing. And then the second Trump is alone, he sits on the toilet, he gets his grubby little thumbs on his phone, and he immediately blows their excuse.
Even his social media addiction became a national gag. Kimmel calls it the world's worst diary, where secrets are shouted instead of hidden. Instead of policy updates, Americans got emotional outbursts typed in all caps. For Kimmel and Noah, it's free content. For everyone else, it's chaos in real time. Trump bragged about economic brilliance too, but Kimmel joked that giving him credit for growth is like praising the rooster for the sunrise. Noah digs deeper, showing that his successes were inherited momentum repackaged as genius. His refusal to face reality wasn't confidence, it was comedy gold.
Spent some time bragging about his $200 million ballroom again. He said it's going to be the greatest ballroom anywhere in the world. Oh, how exhilarating for all of us. He's so excited for these balls, he can taste them. Trump claims he's going to pay for some of the cost of the ballroom as a gift to us. Which, thank you very much. We'll never be in it, but thank you very much. And he's already figured out where to get the money. Trump today became the first president to sue the New York Times. He's suing the New York Times for $15 billion for defamation. $15 billion. Where does he even come up? These are like numbers my children make up when they're talking about.
When crisis struck, Noah leaned into the irony. Instead of calm leadership, Trump turned the moment into a stage for self-promotion. Kimmel compared his briefings to improved theater, except the actor didn't know the script. What should have been direction became denial. What should have been guidance became chaos. The results weren't just embarrassing, they were dangerous. Satire struggled to keep up because reality was already parodying itself.
One glimmer of hope that I get from Donald Trump is that he also doesn't know what he's doing. He's in it with us, which is a nice change. Oftentimes we're at the mercy of those in power, but he's in the mercy with us. Like we're all locked in a prison cell, but he's holding the key and he's like, we're all trapped. What are we gonna do? We're like, use the key. What? What are you talking about? And the reason I say this is because Trump came out and he hosted a press conference about dropping the bombs. And he was shocked in the press conference. He came out and he's like, the United States military, that's us, launched missiles, bunker busters on Iran, on all their nuclear facilities. And boy, you don't understand. Never seen bombs like that before. And I called. I'm the one who called. I said, drop the bomb. I didn't know I was going to call. And then I was on the plane. Then I said, I'm calling. Drop the bomb. Then the bomb.
Beyond the daily blunders, Kimmel and Noah remind audiences that Trump's long-term impact is less leadership and more lesson in what not to do. Kimmel jokes that he turned the White House into the world's most expensive open mic night, where the punchlines cost lives. Noah cuts deeper. The man who bragged about being indispensable proved utterly unprepared. Every speech, every boast, every historic promise was theater with tragic consequences.
Trump announced the suit this morning. He wrote, today I have the great honor of bringing a $15 billion defamation and libel lawsuit against the New York Times, one of the worst and most degenerate newspapers in the history of our country. The Times has engaged in a decades-long method of lying about your favorite president, me, my family business, the America First movement, MAGA, and our nation as a whole. The New York Times has been allowed to freely lie, smear, and defame me for far too long, and that stops now.
Kimmel wraps it up perfectly. Every grand announcement collapses under the weight of reality. Noah calls it slapstick history, a man slipping on his own banana peel over and over. Trump exaggerated so much that comedians didn't need to. His presidency wasn't a satire about power, it was power as satire. Kimmel said it best, he thought he was directing the show, but he was the show. And when the curtain finally drops, there won't be applause, just laughter echoing through history.